Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Sunday Sketch. Today is the day before Halloween. Or wait, no, Halloween is 2 days away. But anyways, Halloween special. Figured I would do one. Gonna just draw some spooky things. So let's open up a file and get going. If you guys got any suggestions, let me know. I will try and draw whatever. Hello, Alice Angel Gamer. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. I'm gonna try and draw some creepy stuff. It's not, I feel like it's not quite as spooky when you're drawing it necessarily, although there are a couple things that I don't want to draw them. I have a couple concepts that I'm not real excited about. But I'm going to try and draw something nice and spooky. Or do a painting anyway. Do a nice Halloween painting. Have you guys seen Stranger Things Season 2 yet? Because I binge watched the crap out of that and it was amazing. It was so good. Let's get a bigger brush. There we go. Because I want to make kind of a tunnel effect. Piece of cake. Got our nice spooky tunnel. And what are we going to put in that spooky tunnel? We're going to put... I think we're going to do a Demogorgon dog thing, which is a little bit of a spoiler from Stranger Things Season 2, but just watch it, you know. You know they have monsters in there and everything, so you know what I'm going to do... Let's actually fade this out so I can see what I'm drawing here. The head's going to be roughly there. And the body... yeah, we're kind of looking at that. Right. So now we're going to go ahead and... you know what? Actually, I need this to be more of like a dark red color. Right? Like a dark muted red. Nope, not dark enough. Darker. There we go. More like that. And let's sketch it out. So, first off, we're doing some foreshortening. I'm going to build its head in here. And the Demogorgon head splits open. Kind of like a plant thing, right? So like that. Although I think I want to size it up because it's going to be jumping right at us. There we go. And then these Demogorgon dogs have this sort of dog body. We're just going to loosely gesture that in. Make it more of a leap. Right, there we go. And now we're going to go ahead and fill it in. Got to get a nice face reference going here as soon as I can for that split face. Because painting that in is going to be a little tricky. So let's consult ye old internet. Oh yeah, they're really creepy. Whew. Whew. I don't know if I'm ready for this, friends. I don't know if I'm ready for this, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try. Teeth. Just so many teeth. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Oh, switch to my pencil. It's just got a bunch of teeth facing in there. There's a ring here, kind of in the middle, that is also just a ring of teeth. It's got a really bad case of Kog'Maw face. It's actually got multiple rows of teeth. So you gotta make sure you get that in there. There we go. And let's see. Yeah, it's just got teeth everywhere, man. Just everywhere. And you notice I'm not painting them in super hard yet because some of the teeth are just more prominent than others, you know? So then the row that is more forward, that, you know, gets more light, that row of teeth is gonna be stronger. It's gonna be, I'm gonna paint it in more. Right? So you can kind of see what I mean going on right here. Sorry, cat's jumping around my desk. And there you go. So now I'm going to go ahead and shape this a little bit. Oh, that's a little too much. And you can kind of already start to make out that nice, nasty Demogorgon shape. let's go ahead and add in some shadows while we're here. There we go. That's the color we want. Are we still here? Are we still here? I think we're still here. Okay, my cat stepped on the power button on my computer, so it ended up trying to shut my computer off, but my computer was like, "Do you want to shut down these programs that are still running anyway?" And I'm like, "Well, no, I don't, because I didn't hit the power button. My cat did." Cats are funny like that. Cats are funny like that. Okay, now where were we? We were putting in some shadows. Helping to define some space. And those of you who have watched me paint and draw and such long enough know that I have been told never to use black, so I'm using really, really dark red. And it's fairly desaturated as well for the inside of that. And we're just adding the shadows to help sort of define shapes and whatnot. So getting in all that business. Let's go ahead and bring the background in again a little bit stronger. Add that contrast so I can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better. And of course, when I get to the layer where I'm gonna start lighting the whole thing, that's gonna affect the color as well. But I do want this root layer to be nice and brown and red and fleshy. Oh. There we go. Let's add some even some more light. starting to make it nice and disgusting. And I'm also reducing my brush size to get that nice needle point tooth thing going on. Because these teeth are they're just gonna shred you, they're gonna mess you up. It's gonna be good. See, already we're getting that highlight. We're starting to get some more depth in it. That's all that I'm doing. Just a nice painty style. Can start trying to add more like texture and saliva and stuff after in my sort of post light layer thing. And it's important when you're drawing a demon dog whose face splits open into a million teeth, not to make it too symmetrical, and also not to rush into details too quickly. And I guess if you think about it, this is a very similar face to when, if you saw the new It movie, he did that thing where he grows a creepy tubey mouth and tries to suck on your face. Ugh, I'm creeped out now. Alright, but we can definitely tell that those are teeth. We're getting there, friends. We're getting to something spooky. I don't know how long I can keep drawing this. Or painting this. It's creeping me out. Ugh. I should put on some inappropriately happy music. For what I'm drawing. Let's see what I got. There we go. That's not creepy, but it's not, it is relatively chill. Bum, ba, bum. Now they actually have like a green sort of outer skin. Sort of a greenish, reddish, putridish mix of colors. because I want to try and smooth out the edges on my mouthpieces now. Turn it down a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to darken it up even more. Make it look nice and jagged. Kind of start making more teeth shapes using just the shadow parts, right? There we go, inappropriately peaceful music. Blah, 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 blah. Bum 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. No, I know this is a I'm drawing the Demogorgon face from Stranger Things that splits open like a starfish and eats your face. I'm trying to anyway. It's a work in progress. But have you seen Stranger Things season 2 though? Cuz if you haven't, that's what you should be doing for Halloween. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's like it's season 2 of a thing, and season 2 for some reason can almost never be as good as season 1, and I think that let me pause this music actually. It's distracting me now. Season 2 is of anything is almost never as good as season 1, because season 1 has that sort of uniqueness factor, right? And you can't get that back. You just can't. So season 2 is more of the same, and it's more Stranger Things, and Stranger Things is just great, but it's never gonna be have quite the same feeling to it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I'm glad you were able to guess. That's kind of the whole point when I'm painting a thing or drawing a thing. It's like, okay, if it needs to at least look like what that thing is. It's kind of the whole point. So anyway, 2 is definitely, oh my gosh, we turned it on and I just could not turn it off. I ended up binge watching the whole thing in like a night. So if you needed a recommendation, there it is. And I'm just painting just so many teeth. Honestly, I probably won't have time to do the whole thing today. We'll see. And of course, like I said earlier, it's important not to go too symmetrical because it is an organic, terrifying monster that's going to eat your face off, and so it's not going to be perfectly even across the board. And in fact, we'll have many jaggedy bits. As these things are wont to do. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna add that sort of sheen, that glistening sheen of saliva on top of this, because that's something that I haven't gotten figured out yet. I don't draw a lot of slimy, nasty, gross things. So It'll be an interesting challenge. I say draw, but today is mostly painting right now. Okay, and I think I added too much highlight onto this side of the thing versus the rest of them, so I'm going to come back. Put a few highlights in there. Alright, and then let's go back to our dark purple desaturated purpley color. And not quite dark enough purple. Also, Stranger Things seems to have a phone game now, which I thought was kind of interesting. I haven't tried it yet, but I saw it in the App Store the other day. I'm like, I'll give it a try. Has, you know, pixel graphics, that whole retro feel. Yuck. So that's a Demogorgon head. Kind of. I probably didn't do it exactly right, but I'm okay with that, honestly. You know what? Let's go back. Back up to there. There we go. I'm okay with that mostly. Okay, now we're going to... Actually, most of the detail is going to be in the face for this particular image, so I think I'm okay with the bottom half being mostly sketchy and rough. Because the detail and the emphasis is all going to be in the... or mostly going to be in the face. So just clean this up a little bit. Make it actually look like it's a fairly deliberate shape, and then we're going to do a little bit of a trick, which is to just fade all of this down to our dark color. And it's a little bit of a visual trick. Then we also need to make these pretty significant pockets of shadow and stuff where the light doesn't touch as much. And they actually have kind of a chest ridge kind of a deal. Whoops. Switch to my pencil again by accident. And so we're actually going to give it some depth without necessarily drawing in a ton of details. Now I have that stupid song stuck in my head. Da 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 da. Give it some claws. I'm not really sure what their hands are shaped like, and there's not a ton of reference out there yet. Oh yeah, Baldur. Oh my gosh, the Baldur story was so much fun. It's so much fun to talk about. In fact, I'm in a mythology class now, which is kind of a new thing for me. But I got to tell more Norse mythology stories, all over again, and that was great fun as well. It just, it's so deliciously absurd. And I think that's why I love it so much. Kind of blend that in a little bit because we don't want it to have too much. Definition, but just enough. Okay, and now we're going to move on to a lighting layer. So this should be interesting. I'm actually going to go ahead and size this up again, I think. Yeah. And let's see how much time I got left. I got enough time left to do just some very quick lighting. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And this is purple. He's lit purple. So I'm going to do some a little bit of bounce lighting on this layer, which is going to be an overlay. And the bounce lighting is what's coming off of the ground and the light that's reflecting off of things and onto him. So that's what bounce lighting is, for those of you who don't know. Should be an overlay, but maybe I'll try a soft light instead. That's still too purpley. Let's try that. That's better. Okay, we'll go with that. And so we have light bouncing off of basically everywhere. But most notably around the edges. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and let it be overlay, and we're going to dim that significantly. So I'm going to make it a 25% opacity. And then that's kind of sort of our bounce lighting. And then there's fill lighting, which I'm not really using fill because I'm going to be using kind of this deep shadow over the top of everything because it's supposed to be a dark tunnel. But then I am going to be using some rim lighting, which is more of that glow. So you see like behind him, he's got that purple light coming in. So I'm going to put in some rim lighting, which is basically, you know, the light off the back of the thing. You get rim lighting a lot in movies and stuff. Not as much in real life, but you get it a lot in movies and television. It's a pretty standard technique, and then this is just going to be on the sort of the outline of the character. But particularly in spots where the light from behind him is going to be hitting him, shining off of him, you know, that kind of thing. Not so much there. So kind of like that, right? And then we're going to do the fill light, which is mostly, I think, going to be bluer, like a blue-gray. And again, fill light is pretty pretty different. Because fill light is light from your main source, okay? So when I do this fill light, there isn't, See, the problem is there isn't really a one main strong source of light. Most of it's from bounce lighting and stuff, but there is still this general blue blue-gray light that's going to be over the whole thing. So it's going to end up looking a little bit more like that. Let's rearrange those a little bit. Play around with my levels. And then we need to do a shadow pass, which is multiply. And usually when your lighting is blue, you want to use a warm color for your shadows. So I'm going to go ahead and use a red. Like a really dark red. And I'm going to take it at like a 50% probably. Maybe less than 50%. We'll see. And we're going to just put the shadows where they're going to get enough emphasis. So those deep pockets there, right? And here, and right around the rim here. I did some shadow building in some of my paint layers, but that was mostly to establish shapes. Which isn't always different than your lighting, but because it is all lighting in the end. It just feels different when you're doing it for different reasons. But the important part is it's basically across most of the inside. And then I'm gonna just tone it down a little bit. Alright. And now we're gonna do one more layer. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but it is, this is inspired by a scene from when they go into the Upside Down, for sure. I don't think it's necessarily a purple color, but it is definitely inspired by the Upside Down. Let's see how that looks. Not enough. I'm trying. I'm trying. It is so good, though. You really should watch it for yourself if you have the chance to just binge watch it off of Netflix, because it is super, super good. Trying to add some highlight to the teeth to make them look more toothy, because I think I lost a little bit of that in my other layers. I wonder what would happen if I put that there. Yeah, that's fine. Do do do. Of course, this whole image is a little bit of a spoiler, but because I guess it, but it is it's a Demogorgon face. But I mean, we all knew that the Demogorgon was gonna be back, or at least I'm pretty sure it's in the trailer somewhere. I'm not sure how these claws are supposed to be arranged, to be honest, so just kind of doing my best there. No, I don't like that. And I'm not really sure how to do slobber right now. I'm gonna have to practice that another time, because we are at time for today. So there's a Demogorgon face to chomp off your face for Halloween and probably eat your soul or something. I don't know. It's creepy. If I could make it more slobbery and stuff, I'm pretty sure it would be even better. But I'm not. That sort of high realism has not been my strong suit, so it's going to be something that I'm going to need to practice. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it. I don't draw spooky things like this often enough to feel comfortable. Just like, oh yeah, and it's gonna eat you. But anyway, hope you all have a happy and safe Halloween, and I hope this was a fun enough painting to watch, and I hope it encourages you to watch Stranger Things season 2. So I guess that's that, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there because we are at time, and I got some people waiting on me for some stuff. Got some guests here, so I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for joining me, and it's good to be drawn again. Goodbye, friends. Uh-oh. Computer, where's my streaming button? Huh. That's super weird. Alright, you're gonna have to hard end this. Had a little technical difficulty there. Okay.